What is up, everybody, and welcome to the Rainbow Six Siege teaser dev panel. I am Justin Kruger, your community developer on Rainbow Six Siege. We are live from Katowice, Poland, from the Season 3 Pro League Finals. And we're going to be talking a little bit about the teasers that we've been going over for the past week about Operation Red Crow. You can find a lot of this information from on rainbow6.com/Red Crow. But we're going to be doing a really deep dive into some of these teasers with a little bit of a special surprise at the end that you do not want to miss. Joining me today, we have some really special guests. We have Miles, who's a level designer on Rainbow Six Siege. What's up, Miles? How's it going, man?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Good. I'm great. We also have Simon, who is the game designer on Rainbow Six Siege. What's up, Simon?
Not much.
Yeah, awesome. And we also have Macy J, YouTuber extraordinaire. What's up, Macy?
Not much.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great.
Great. And how does it feel to be in Poland?
It feels great.
You're Polish, right?
I am Polish,
So it's like coming home.
kind of my turf here.
Yeah, nice. Your turf, Macy J's turf. And speaking of turf, we have we have a Skyscraper teaser that we're gonna be talking about and going into that. So let's take a look at the Skyscraper teaser. Now, that was a Skyscraper teaser we released on about 2 weeks ago. Miles, break it down. What is the story behind Skyscraper, our new map coming in Season 4?
Right. Well, for Skyscraper, Rainbow Six will be going to Japan, specifically Nagoya, and basically we'll have this traditional style Japanese home that will be placed on top of a modern skyscraper. So this was built by a Yakuza leader, and it was attacked recently by another Yakuza clan. And therefore, you see remnants. You see some weapons are scattered through the layout.
So it's a full-on like gang war that took place in there.
Yeah, you'll see some blood stains on the walls and the floors. So
Nice. And some of the detail in this map is some of the really highest quality I've seen in the past. Tell us a little bit about the detail of the structure and the textures and the architecture.
Yeah, well, you have traditional versus modern, and what's great about it is in different rooms you'll have some very iconic things, like you'll have a karaoke room, you'll have a Japanese tea room, you'll see tatamis spread across the floors, and you'll see translucent walls like you see in Japan.
So like the translucent paper walls that you have, or doorways or something like that, right?
That's right.
Yeah, that's really cool. I have to say the karaoke room is one of my favorites. As we look at some of these designs, the first time I played on this map, I just got lost like looking at some of the design. It was so beautiful and so cool.
Yeah, and gameplay-wise, there's a lot of open spaces, and we have 3 iconic spawn points, one which is the tower, the helicopter pad, and my favorite, the basically skyscraper wall spawn point.
So now that's a rappel spawn point, right?
That's right. It's a very high risk, high reward. It's good for players that want to rush and attack. But if they take that route, it'll be more vulnerable, and they can be attacked by defenders.
That's going to be really interesting. So a lot of interesting angles, a lot of good angles that you can play here, a lot of great rooms, and a lot of destruction, right? Talk about the destruction about the map. What does it remind you of?
Well, I'd say it's a lot of fun. You know, going into these traditional style Japanese homes, setting up a breach and blowing up a wall, it's great. It mixes really well with the aesthetic.
Nice.
And once you go from interior to exterior, all of a sudden you're outside. You get a sense of vertigo because you're on top of a building.
And there's a little bit of difference between night and day, right?
Oh yeah, at nighttime you see the neon lights in the city. In the daytime you got more of a sunrise, you see the clouds. And so it's a lot of fun.
Very cool. And Macy J, you got a chance to try this map out. What did you think of it?
I like it. Overall, it's fantastic. What I liked the most was the balance of destructibility. It seemed like the other DLC maps kind of struggled, not having enough destructibility, Favela having too much. This one really found the balance. Kind of like Chalet. I want to compare it to Chalet just because it really has that perfect balance.
Nice. And Chalet is a favorite map in the Pro League, definitely. speaking of Pro League, Simon, we invited some Pro League players to try out this map. What did they think about it?
Yeah, we did. We invited a couple of players to the Ubisoft Montreal studio. They tried it out, and they thought it was like really fun to play. It really felt competitive. It felt more like one of the old school classic maps.
So like House or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And it strikes to them, it strikes a really good balance between the destructibility and not destructible walls.
Cool. So that is a look at Skyscraper, the free map coming to Rainbow Six Siege in Operation Red Crow on November 17th. You'll be able to get a live show match demo tomorrow on Sunday as well, where you'll be able to see a couple of guys play it for the first time live. Now, also coming with Season 4 are a couple operators, right? I'm really excited about these operators. So let's take a closer look at some of the teasers we released earlier this week, starting with our defender, Echo.
機械の方が優秀なんだから使わない手はない
Damn. Echo looks crazy. Tell us a little bit about Echo and that drone and his loadout. What's going on with Echo, Simon?
Yeah, well, we're introducing for the first time ever a drone on defense. It's gonna change things up.
It's gonna make things a little bit different, right?
Yeah. Exactly. So Echo is a 3 armor, 1 speed operator. And for his loadout, he comes equipped with an MP5 SD2 as well as a Supernova as a shotgun as a main weapon. And for a secondary weapon, he's going to have the Bearing 9, which is kind of a machine pistol like the Mach 11, and the P229, which is a classic pistol.
Nice. And you mentioned that the Bearing 9 is a machine pistol, kind of like the SMG-11, Mach 11. I think people want to know, does it have an ACOG on it?
No, this time around it only has like the more standard sights.
I think everybody can be really excited and happy about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Great. So Echo looks really interesting. Macy, you got a chance to play with Echo. What did you think of him?
It's a relief for a DLC defender.
Yeah.
Because this is more of a supportive role. We're not dealing with another roamer here, and it just adds a huge element of team dynamics. We have not only the intel, but also the coordination needed to set up those traps with the defender's ability to stun using that drone.
Yeah, and Simon, tell us a little bit about that coordination that players are going to need playing as Echo.
Yeah, so basically how it's going to play out is that like he's a 3 armor guy. He's going to stay on this side. He's going to like hunker down somewhere, and he's going to go out with this drone and assist his teammates. So basically there's a couple of ways it can play out, but like the main ones would be that he's going to go and follow like the roamers and try to assist him as like to keep him alive or get kills. Or when the attackers are closing in, he can be like pushing down, slowing down the pushes with his sonic burst ability, which kind of disease his opponents.
So you not only have the camera aspect of it, where you can provide intel to your teammates, but you also have a support aspect with a stun ability. And I think people want to know: is this more like Valkyrie's cameras, or is it more like Twitch's drone?
Yeah, this wasn't meant like as a Valkyrie camera. So he's the only one that can access the video feed of his drone, and he's not going to be able to mark into it. So he's going to have to speak up if he sees something. He's going to have to communicate super well.
So definitely not like it's going to be a little bit different from Valkyrie's cameras, where you can't mark and other players can't get onto it. So you're going to have to speak up. You're going to need to use that mic, right?
Yeah, it's much more of a supportive role that time around.
Cool. And Miles, how do you think Echo is going to play on Skyscraper and some of the other maps?
Well, in Skyscraper specifically, you have like 2 structures are connected by 3 different hallways. I think it's going to be really good for the early game to scout out where the attackers are coming from. And in the late game, it's really good for those 1-on-1, 2-on-2 situations.
Nice, very cool. So we cannot wait for you guys to play Echo, and you'll be able to see Echo on our live demo during the show match tomorrow, right before the PC finals. And talking about other operators, we are also introducing Habana. Our attack operator is going to be very interesting. Let's take a look at our teaser that we released earlier this week.
私の友達ならこう言うわね。バカでかい穴が開くぞ。
Oh my God. What are you doing, Simon? What is that trailer teaser all about, and who is Habana all about? Who is she?
So first of all, let's start with a little backstory. So Habana, when she was training to become a special ops, basically they were visited by the SWAT, and that's where she met with someone you all know, Thermite. And so she took a couple of tips from him, and so she comes equipped with this launcher that detonates and can make holes in reinforced walls. So she's going to be able, from a distance, to be able to breach those walls.
So that's going to be one of our most interesting attack operators that we've ever released. I think it's going to change a lot of things for how players are going to approach, objective sites, and also, how they reach that goal. Also, what's the design concept behind Habana? Because it is such a sort of disruptive operator, what do you think? What was the thought process behind that?
So basically, we wanted to have another operator that is able to breach reinforced wall. Thermite was the only one who was able before Habana, so it's a strategic diversity thing. Like, we want to have someone else that's able to break open the can.
Yeah, not only one person can do that now, so that's going to be
so
interesting.
You'll have a choice.
Yeah, Macy, you got your hands on playing with Habana a little bit a while ago. What were your thoughts on Habana and how she played?
I mean, I gotta commend the devs first off, because it's really gonna shake up the meta here. She's really a game changer, but I like it because it eliminates that dependency we had on Thermite. So, I mean, it was always a problem when your Thermite just dies right at the start of the round, and then you're left not knowing what to do.
And that Thermite's usually me, right? Because I am awful at Rainbow Six Siege. No, I think it's going to be really interesting. And how do you think it's going to be playing? How do you think she's going to play with other operators?
Well, my only concern is about Blackbeard. It seems like a very strong combo to have both Habana and Blackbeard, because she can make those murder holes through reinforced walls. Blackbeard can be fully covered. So we got to see, really.
Nice. And yeah, so talking a little bit about that dynamic, what are your thoughts on that, Simon?
Yeah, well, I think like every time, the community is super imaginative. They'll find a way to counter these new breaching methods. But we're bringing Echo to the table, and if with his sonic burst ability that dizzies his opponents, maybe Blackbeard won't be too hot about the idea of peeking.
Yeah, I mean, it's my favorite thing when we release a new operator into the world of Rainbow Six Siege, and the community takes that character and they theorize about what this gadget is going to be, how they're going to be approaching new objectives, and I think the coolest aspect of that is that the community then finds ways to counter them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's why I look at the ground. Frost is why I look at the ground every time I vault through a window. And so I'm really excited to see how that plays out. How do you think? And what about her loadout?
Oh yeah, so she's going to be bringing to the table the Type 89 assault rifle. She's going to have also the Supernova, the shotgun, the same as Echo, and as secondary weapon she will have the Bearing 9 and the P2292.
Nice. So pretty versatile. Loadout, you think?
Yeah. She's gonna be able to choose you want to go full firepower, long distance engages with the assault rifle, or maybe just get in there with the shotgun and.
Nice, being really aggressive and doing a rush push or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, cool, interesting. Miles, how do you think she's gonna play out on maps?
I definitely think she's going to shake up the meta, and I know a lot of people are worried about Habana, but I think Echo is the one to worry about.
Really?
Yeah.
Why's that?
I think that he adds an edge to the game that we haven't seen before. We've never seen a defender with a drone, and I think that's going to be more dangerous than Habana. So.
That is really cool. So Habana and Echo are coming to Rainbow Six Siege in Operation Red Crow on November 17th, and that's 7 days early for Season Pass holders. Also coming in Season 4 are a huge number of patch notes that our team has been working really hard on. And one of them is one of the new features that we're introducing, or one of the polishing features we're introducing, is caliber-based destruction. And let's take a look at some of what caliber-based destruction is. And Simon, could you please explain to us what we're seeing right now?
Yeah, so as you know in the game, right now you only have one standard caliber size for all guns, and that wasn't really granular enough for us. So as you can see, there are 5 calibers now in the game, and each of them act differently on the destruction system. So you see like pistols make smaller holes, and they make smaller collapsing holes. So and the assault rifle will make bigger holes because they're higher caliber.
Right. So so the entire weapon system has been kind of taking this into account, and is going to create new ways of people how they approach their murder holes creation, or how they approach even getting through an objective or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And as you can see, it's not only the assault rifles that like produce big holes.
The
like,
deagle going crazy on
just
walls,
shredding
right?
the walls, right? Yeah.
So that's going to be kind of an interesting play. Miles, how do you think caliber-based destruction is going to affect how players approach the new map Skyscraper and some of the old maps?
Well, I think it's a great tool set for defending players. It's, depending on how they want to approach it, it'll allow them to create different kinds of layouts to defend with. But on the attacking side, they'll be able to identify what guns they're using at the same time. So.
Nice, yeah, and it's going to be kind of changing the way that attackers and defenders, approach their destruction and murder.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah, cool. Macy J, what are your thoughts on it?
Overall, I like it. It's adding an additional dynamic to the game, and I'm actually hoping that this will kind of draw players towards the less favored weapons. We do have certain weapons that are more likely to be picked, and having this little element might change that up a bit.
Definitely adds a little bit of variety and thought process to your loadout, and that's definitely kind of an interesting thought too, where you may be picking a certain weapon over another one based on this new system. And it's really a polishing of our system, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like we just delve deeper into the system. We just added different calibers, and all of them just have different hole size, and yeah, we just polished it.
Nice, very cool. So also coming in Season 4 is a new customization for your operators, a new way to customize your operators, and we're going to be taking a look at the elite operator uniforms right now. And as you can see, we have 3 that are launching with Season 4. We have Capcan, is a full head-to-toe uniform that customizes everything, including Sledge's unique sledgehammer, unique operator ability with his sledgehammer. It completely changes the way that looks. And then there's also these victory winning screens, which are so cool, and including that thermite one. What do you guys think of that? That's pretty neat, right?
Yeah, it's really awesome.
I can't wait to see other people win. With
because you're not going to win
anything at all. Yeah, but that's really, really awesome. We also have other battle dress uniforms coming with these operators, with a couple of other operators in Season 4. 2 of them being exclusive to the Year 1 Season Pass with the SAT operators, Habana and Echo. They get a nice exclusive uniform for the Season Pass owners. So definitely pick up the Season Pass if you have not gotten that yet, because it ends on December 1st. So that is all we're going to be talking about for Red Crow right now. But we have one more thing.
Yes.
There we go.
One more thing.
One more thing to show you guys. Something that the community has been asking us for a very long time, and it is my deepest and sincerest pleasure and honor to announce that Bartlett University is coming to PvP finally, right? So let's take a look. For the very first time, we have a demo, a show of Bartlett University being played for the very first time. And Miles, why don't you walk us through it?
This is a map that's been highly anticipated by the players. And the reason why it was pushed back for so long is it was originally a single-player map that you found in Siege. It was like the 11th and final situation of the game. And because of that, it was heavily focused on single player. And since then, we've decided to open it up, make it much more multiplayer, do a big overhaul, and add lots of things like lots of destruction, lots of covers, redesign a lot of the rooms. And so that's the direction we took.
Nice, and as you were saying, this was a PvE map that has been transformed and redesigned for PvP. There were a few things in there, like a ladder, that wouldn't really make sense in PvP, right?
That's right. The ladder's gone. All the smoke is gone. It's much more clean. And we've also changed a lot of the textures on the different floors.
So tell us a little bit about those textures. What do you mean by changing them? Why did you have to change them?
Well, since the original one, there was smoke everywhere. It had a very different aesthetic, so we had to change a lot of the textures. And we also had to make the different rooms more recognizable for PvP. And that's something that's really important. The players need to always know which room they're in. So
right, there's a little bit of visual language, like we saw in Favelas, right, where there's you can spot out like green, red.
That's right.
Blue, yeah. So that's going to be really interesting. And now tell us a little bit about the destructibility. You had to increase and change some of the destructibility.
Yeah, we added a lot more destruction. We also added a entrance from the rooftop, so now you can blow up the roof and go through.
Nice.
And it's also got a mezzanine. It's probably the biggest one we've seen so far in Siege.
So a huge skylight, right?
Yeah, huge skylight, yeah.
Yeah, is it the biggest one?
It's the biggest one so far, and
nice.
it's also the longest building we've had.
So when you say that it's a long building, it means there's going to be a lot of really like long sight lines, right?
That's right. And also there's 120 windows, half of which are pre-barricaded. And so that leaves players a lot of choice from which way they want to go in. So.
Nice. So, and that's going to be kind of favorable to a lot of the destructible operators, and also Glaz with those long sight lines too.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll have a lot of line of sight. So.
Nice, very cool. So you will be able to get a live demo of Bartlett University at the start of the show tomorrow, so do not miss that. I know people are really hyped for this. Macy, what are your thoughts on Bartlett?
It's been a long time coming. I mean, they did say they wanted to release it. People on Reddit have been asking for it all the time, so I'm just happy it's finally here.
Nice, and I'm really happy too that it's finally here. Simon, are you happy about Bartlett University?
Oh my, I'm ecstatic.
Ecstatic. I think you share the sentiment of most viewers and most of their community. So once again, the Bartlett University map is coming in patch 5.2. So with the mid-season reinforcements patch, you will be able to get Bartlett University, and we are so excited to bring that to you. Coming up, and you know, that's really all we have for you today. But coming up after this segment right now, we have the Xbox One semifinals to go. Who do you guys think is gonna take it in Onslaught versus Supremacy? Anybody want to make a prediction? Anyone want to be bold?
I'll go with Supremacy. They've been pretty dominant this season. I think they're going to perform well.
Nice. Miles?
I'm going to go with Onslaught.
Onslaught?
I'm Supremacy here.
All right. So I think I'm going to go with Miles right here. I think Onslaught's going to take it too. So anyway, that is all the time we have for you today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to our dev panel. And be sure to tune in tomorrow for the Bartlett University show match, the Season 4 Red Crow show match on the Skyscraper map with the Red Crow operators. And also, it is your last chance to buy the season pass, so before it ends on December 1st, so you get all those goodies that we've released from an entire year. If you're new to the game, or you're thinking about picking up the game, you get all 8 operators unlocked instantly. So it's the best time to pick up that season pass. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you from all of us, and we'll see you very shortly.
Thanks Justin.